We all know those people that, whether it's in business or in life, they're able to overcome many different obstacles better than we are, or seemingly so, even though they promise you that they still feel those things. What is it about them then that helps them overcome those things when you can? I think for most of us, it's not necessarily what that person is doing or those people are doing, it's what you're doing. The whole circumstance that you find yourself in is very real. The emotions that you're feeling are very real, but it's a mindset thing that is holding you back. Today, I'm gonna show you a segment from one of my group coaching calls with my clients where I went into this very subject. If you're looking for one thing that you can implement today that is gonna help you improve on this in this area, then I think I have one little mindset tweak for you that'll help get the job done. When the going gets rough and our backs are against the wall emotionally, most of us try to grasp for straws, finding motivation or inspiration, anything that can give us the energy we seek to keep going. But that's the problem right there, because you shouldn't be reaching for motivation or inspiration at all. As important as those things are to get you going, actively working towards the goals that you want, motivation and inspiration are not a reliable source long term. In this video, I'm gonna show you a segment from one of the group coaching calls I had with all of our clients here at Fast and Focus a few months ago, where I talked about this very thing. As you'll see in this very quick video, motivation and inspiration are not the things that you should be reaching for when you're in the valley of despair. Let's listen in on why diligent action should be the focal point for you as you progressively work towards your goals. At a certain point, we rely too much on motivation or inspiration. And there is a difference in motivation and inspiration. Colony Grill GMs, you'll remember a couple of years ago, I talked to you guys in person about the difference between those two. And they're motivation and inspiration are both very valuable, and you need them, right, at a certain point. But they can't be the only power that you rely on, right? It's not motivation is not a trustworthy source of power long term because it's so volatile, right? It's emotion based. It's based on how you feel. It's kind of results based too. Like, it requires that you start to see things happen, right? Like, if you want to lose weight, if you're motivated to lose weight and you keep losing weight, the scale keeps dropping. Okay, great. Like, you're still motivated, but we all know it doesn't happen like that. There are days where the scale doesn't move. There are weeks where the scale doesn't move. That's when motivation dwindles. And then if you were relying on the motivation solely, then you give up, right? But it is important to note that motivation and inspiration is vitally important when it comes to starting the thing. Without the two, you're not even you have no reason to start. You don't even feel motivated to start, right? So I put it this way: the perfect balance to strike would be to rely on motivation or inspiration to get you started, but then quickly shift to diligence being the thing that keeps you going, right? Because it's void of emotion, it just relies on action. Kind of like this clever little image that I created right here. I'm pretty proud of this one. Because I'm not a super artsy guy, so to do this one was pretty cool. This guy over here, he just knows that no matter what, every single day, he's just got to keep pushing this boulder over here. He knows that it'll get easier at points, and then it'll get really hard at points. But what does he know already? Because he's on this hill, he knows that he's done it twice already. So if he gets through another time, he'll get eventually to where he's going. This guy over here, he was relied on just how he was feeling in the moment, right? And that was great for when he was rolling the boulder down the hill. But as soon as the going got rough, he's like, nah, forget this. I'm going to go try something else. All right. So motivation gets you started, and it's great for getting you started. But diligence is what's going to keep you going. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As important and crucial a resource as motivation and inspiration are to kickstarting you on the journey, they are not a reliable resource long term because they're so fleeting, because they're so temporary. You can't rely on them. They ebb and flow with how you're feeling, and therefore they can't be counted on. Diligent action is what those business leaders that you feel like they just never quit, they never stop, they just keep going regardless of the circumstance. That's because they're focused on diligent action versus how they feel in the moment. They've trained themselves to do that. Here's what I want you to do. For the next 7 days, I want you to be super cognizant of any time that you feel like you're making a decision based on how you feel in that moment. Whenever you catch yourself doing that, what I want you to do is I want you to remind yourself why you have to take that action, whatever that action may be. Reminding yourself of your why is going to reignite that perspective, that long-term perspective that we all need to remind us of what we're actively working towards. When we remind ourselves what we're actively working towards and the desired outcome we want, it reminds us that how we feel in the moment is actually not important whatsoever. And for those of you out there that feel like you really struggle with this, or your team does, what I want you to do is I want you to start by having a conversation with me. We all deal with those obstacles from time to time that just seem insurmountable. We all have those negative, intrusive thoughts that just disable us from taking one step further. And sometimes, guys, the only thing that we're missing is a third party to come in and just remind us of what makes us different. Something as simple as talking to someone else about the thoughts that you're having, the problems that you're facing, and the things that you're working towards will reignite that passion and that fulfillment in you to keep going. But whether you end up booking a call or not, what I want you to do as a business leader is I want you to remind yourself that this is not forever. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, whatever you're battling, personally or professionally, this too shall pass. Remember that. Being the type of leader, the type of man, the type of woman that your team members see, that even though you don't feel like it in this moment, you're pushing yourself beyond. These are the little things that define you over time. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. If you enjoyed this subject, let me know by hitting the like button. That way I know that this is something that I might want to dive deeper into for a future video. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can be alerted anytime we upload a new video on any topics such as leadership, habit development, goal setting, or time management. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. And remember that it's little tough times like this that build a stronger connection between you and your team. I'll see you guys next time.